How are you?
Hey, thank you for coming.
You're good?
Good. This is relaxed.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, man.
This is very relaxed. They have Wi-Fi.
So guys, I just met my friend Kaya, one of the greatest traveler. He have traveled more than 60 countries, imagine. Wow, this guy is a legend. That's what I can say, guys. Let me introduce you guys to him. Yeah. Introduce.
He's exaggerating. I'm not in any way the greatest or great to begin with. All I do is I teach about the developing world.
Yeah.
So in order to teach better, I try to travel in the developing world, Latin America, Africa, Asia.
Wow.
And this particular trip was first West Africa, and now I'm in my last country in East Africa, Tanzania, Dar es Salaam right now. We sat down with Ibrahim, and it was really nice talking to him because I've been following his photography for quite some time now. He's taking better photographs than the ones that I do.
Yeah.
Capturing beautiful moments,
Yes.
beautiful expressions of people. And it's the first time that we met here in Dar es Salaam.
Wow.
It's been great, and I hope he changes his mind and comes to Zanzibar in the next few days, where I'll be, just so we spend time again. But we'll see about that, if he changes his mind or not.
Yeah. So guys, sorry, you have not really introduced yourself. Maybe you can tell people your name and your country.
Yeah, I am Kaya, and they can take a look at the places that I went on my Instagram, which is, my handle is 166 Celsius.
Yeah.
And they can take a look at the account and see roughly what I'm trying to do there with the photographs, and especially the video highlights on the main page.
Wow. Okay. And also, how is the experience traveling around West Africa and East Africa? How is your experience?
Traveling is always has its advantages and disadvantages. It's not all countries are the same, and West Africa is definitely more challenging than East Africa, which is a bit ahead than most places in West Africa. But regardless, it's no matter how challenging, it's usually about those challenges too that you experience them.
True.
Yeah, because it's not, if we want to comfort, we would just go lie at a beach in Zanzibar, right?
True.
So it's mostly about who you talk to and what you share with these people. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's some conversation about their everyday lives. So it depends. But it's always rewarding in some way, even though it's difficult at times.
Wow. And what about like last week you were in Uganda?
Yeah.
How was the experience? Because I was in Uganda, guys, but it was so hectic for me. So I was imagining maybe someone who is a foreigner from country, how will he experience? As if me as an Eastern African person, for me it was very hectic. So I was wondering, someone from Europe or Western Africa, like Western world, how is the experience in Uganda? Like, how was your experience?
I stayed there for 3 days in Kampala, so that doesn't really qualify me to have a strong opinion about Uganda. But the place, I think it's a typical East African country as far as I could see, and there's always these differences too, like between how rich people in Uganda live and poor people, and there's a spectrum between these two ends of the spectrum as well. And my experience, I think it's positive for the most part. People are quite nice, as in Rwanda or in Kenya and Tanzania. Very it can be very friendly, laid back at times, although in city centers there's always this commotion.
Exactly.
You know, from Kampala, Nairobi, Dar es Salaam.
Wow.
And the only exception to the rule, maybe Kigali, Rwanda, which is, I think, more laid back, more relaxed.
Wow.
Yeah.
In Rwanda?
In Rwanda, Kigali. That was my experience. Somebody else may have had a completely different experience, but roughly that's it.
Oh wow! Yeah, for sure. You're truly experienced the world in a.
No. These are short experiences. They don't qualify me to have a strong opinion on these countries in any way.
Yeah.
But we have to begin from somewhere, and I think that was merely my introduction to these countries by simply spending 3-4 days in each of them. You only get an introduction, and that's what I had, and I'm glad I had it.
Wow. And also, let me ask you one more question. Have you been like someone tried to call you to rip you off and putting the price high? Like not only here in Dar es Salaam or Kenya or Uganda, maybe around the world.
Always the case, no matter what country you go, there's always going to be some people who will want to take advantage of you, but maybe it's more common in Africa, Asia, and some other places where you're immediately noticed that you're an outsider. But it's only normal. But I don't generalize it to the people.
True.
You know, there will always be some people who want to take advantage of other people. And it's not, and I don't blame anyone for trying to sell me something and trying to sometimes oversell me something, overprice something. And it's okay, I think, if we pay a tourist tax to some extent, because you're visiting, and if it's not really too extreme, a little bit of a tourist tax I think is all right, but sometimes it's really blown out of proportion. 4, 5, 6 times the price, even more. Yeah, that's where you give the pause. Oh, okay, man, it's simply not gonna happen.
Wow. So one word that you can give people who are watching this video and their dream also is to travel the world, but especially me. For me, I've really learned a lot of things from you since it came and we started. Now we have been together for now. Is it 1 hour or 2 hours?
1 hour probably.
And
a little more than 1 hour.
Oh yeah. And I've learned some tips from him, especially when it comes to traveling. You need to always be sharp and some few tips, especially when it comes to accommodation. I've really learned something from there. Especially I didn't know something the hostels and also the tuk-tuks.
But this has to be my last question because I really need to run to not Mr. Ferry to Zanzibar. But
one word you can tell.
Always travel frugally. It's not going to be a big deal if you don't mind some degree of discomfort, not even discomfort, some lack of comfort. Yeah. You can stay in a hostel, you can couch surf, you can stay in an Airbnb place with a kitchen just so you can cook your own food. Yeah. Things like that. And instead of taking a taxi, you can take a tuk-tuk. Yeah. And if you want to take risks a little, you can take the motorcycle too. But I've heard a lot of stories of accidents, so maybe a little more cautious on that. But you can always keep your costs down, just so you can travel for longer. Or you can, otherwise, you can spend the same amount of money in half the time or even less, because there's no limit to how much you can spend if it's too easy for you to throw money around. But again, you have to budget carefully if you want to stay on the road for longer. Wow.
So guys, I think you have learned something from my friend Kaya, and also is a professor, guys. It's not someone who is a professional professor. Yeah. So let me take him to. We're going to the ferry.
To the ferry to Zanzibar, yes.
Yeah.
And you can come with me if you like. But you can come with me if you like.
Yes. Well, we are going together. I will take you. See you at the ferry, guys.
Bro, how much to the ferry terminal? 30. Yeah. The ferry terminal. Zanzibar ferry terminal. How much? 5,000. Reasonable. Very well.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, I just left my friend Kaya, heading to Zanzibar. It's been a great honor meeting him. We had some coffee together, we've learned some few things from him. And yeah, I hope you guys have learned also some things about being traveling around the world. And see you next time.